had a hard time. She would dread going to school in the morning, and homework was a challenge for us. She just couldn't stay focused. Her eyes would water. She'd be rubbing them. She'd come home from school having really bad headaches, and that's where our first concern came from. We took her to an ophthalmologist, and they said that she had 20/20 vision, so we were wondering where to go next, and the Vision Therapy Center was recommended to us. Her eyesight was 20/20, and when they evaluated, the Vision Therapy Center evaluated her, they found that she had some tracking issues.
Evelyn in first grade was diagnosed with ADHD, and we had been working through a lot of the challenges that came with that, and we had been referred to an occupational therapist for some of those things. And in her initial evaluation, she noticed some indicators that Evie's had some vision challenges, and I had never heard anything about it. And at that point, schoolwork and following direction at home and structure and attention and focus was so hard on all of us that we were looking for any way that we could help improve her base function.
Well, Harry was having struggles with written expression, and we had been pursuing occupational therapy, and he just wasn't meeting his goals. And we knew that he was such a smart, bright boy, and that there was something else going on with him.
And Maddie, when she would read, the words would appear fuzzy and not look right to her on the page, and her eyes would have to do double the work, which we knew Maddie was working and trying really hard, but we're puzzled by why the results weren't coming.
Vision therapy, my eyes would water, and then I rub my eyes, and then I get embarrassed. We drive up to the cabin, and it's 3 hours. I'd get a headache, and then I'd feel like I'm going to throw up.
Reading has been the biggest thing. We went from not wanting to read, we'd have to read for 30 minutes a night for school, and he would not want to read. He'd run around yelling and screaming, he didn't want to do it. And when he finally would pick a book, it would be like 2 years below his reading level. And now he's reading at his reading level, and he's even asking to read longer, or he's reading without being prompted, so that's been a big improvement.
They used to appear fuzzy when you were having problems, and now how do the words appear?
Like clear, and then I used to lose my place a lot.
She used to have a hard time tracking while she was reading where her spot was, and now she enjoys reading, and she's excited to read.
And now I read chapter books with my mom. Learning faster and writing better.
The hour-and-a-half ride we have up to Vision Therapy, we look back and Addison's sitting in the back seat reading a book. It's just like, how awesome is this?
At school, we'd meet with her teachers at conferences, and they're like, oh my gosh, she's so much more confident in her work, and she's improving. Her reading level has improved greatly over even just a short amount of time at Vision Therapy, and that alone made everything worth it.
We were very encouraged, and we started to see big changes in her attitude, big changes in her schoolwork, big changes in the things like she notices about herself that her handwriting has improved, but what she doesn't see is what I see in that her relationships have improved, her ability to make eye contact and have a quality conversation and follow instruction at school. And she's just had, by contrast to her school year last year, she's had an amazing year. And that's been an incredible blessing for all of us.
There's been an extraordinary difference in his reading. We have, at the beginning, when we had the standardized test at school, we found him scoring at the bottom and below average in his class. And then at the end of the year, when he was probably 30 weeks into his session, he was above his grade level in reading at the standardized tests. And he had much more confidence in his reading, and it was just really fun to watch his personality blossom throughout the process. Well, when people ask me within the school district, how has vision therapy changed Caleb's life, I sum it up in 2 words. It really is a life-changing event in every which way.
In second grade, when she had graduated from Vision Therapy, was then the child who paid attention the most, and they got an A. She got an A, which I hear the teacher doesn't really give out a bunch of A's. So she went from being one of the lower ones to the best child after Vision Therapy had helped her get her tracking issues resolved. And our car rides up to the cabin turned out to be a lot better too. Her headaches got better, and her focus got better, and she didn't complain about feeling sick in the car anymore. Thank you.